Hi, welcome to lessonswithtroy.com. I'm Troy Brenningmeyer. Well, this week's lesson is Lap Steel Basics Volume 1. It's a new series I'm starting on the site. We're going to be focusing on the lap steel. So normally, if you're familiar with my site, I teach a lot of dobro on the site, but I'm starting a new section for electric 6-string lap steel playing. Now this is my lap steel. It's by Eastwood Guitars, and it's called an Airline lap steel. And lap steels are fairly inexpensive. You know, this one was around $300, but you can get them really cheap, and you know, they sound good. I recommend getting one with a humbucking pickup here, and this one's just a real simple design. It's got a volume here and a tone control right there, and then here's where I plug it in. But like I said, this bigger pickup here, as opposed to a single coil, get a humbucking pickup if you're looking for a lap steel, and it'll give you a much fatter sound. So we're going to be going over string gauges today. We'll be going over technique, basic right hand technique, some of the gear that I use, picks and strings and slide bars and slides and all that. And then we'll be going over some just basics of technique, some scales, learn a simple song, some bluesy licks. And speaking of blues, most of these beginning lessons, these lap steel basics, are in open D, and we're also going to be focusing more on kind of a dirtier, grittier electric blues style of playing. So it should be a lot of fun. So go ahead and grab your lap steel and let's get going, and I'm going to go over what strings I use. Let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so this is the particular set of strings that I'm using right now, and they're GHS strings, GHS Custom Shop, and I got them off Elderly's site. If you haven't ever been there, I think it's elderly.com, or you can just Google GHS Custom Shop lap steel strings, and the model is ELD Lap G. So I'm assuming that they're for G-tuned lap steel. But the cool thing is that they work great for open D, so they should work great for both tunings, I'm assuming. I haven't tried it in open G yet. I'm sure the strings would be a little bit tighter than they are for open D, but they work great for open D. And check out the gauge there. This is the gauge of the strings. Those are those numbers underneath the model where you've got a 16. If we start all the way over to the left, that's a 16, and that's on your first string. Your highest string, your thinnest string, is a 16. And then you have an 18 on your second string. So 16 on your first one, 18 on your second string. Then you have a 26 on your third string, a 40 on your fourth string, and a 50 on your fifth string, and a 58 on your sixth string. So what you want to keep in mind with getting a good set of lap steel strings is just make sure they're not too slack for whatever tuning you're going to be using. Like I said, these lessons will be in open D tuning for the first part. So we really want the strings to be tight, and they could be a little tighter, you know, on the lower strings, and that's just getting a thicker gauge string. But this set works great, and I like it because it could work for open G too. Coming from a dobro background, that'd be great. So let's go over the tuning real quick. If you've never played in open D, that's okay. Here's our tuning. We're going to start on our sixth string. That's D. D is in dog. And then our fifth string is A. Our fourth string is a D. Our third string is an F sharp. Our second string is an A. And our first string is a D. So we've got D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Okay, so starting at measure 14, we have a right hand palm blocking and pick blocking muting exercise. Okay, that's a whole lot of stuff. You probably don't have any idea what I'm talking about. What it is it's right hand technique. So let's just talk about right hand placement, and then we'll get into muting techniques and all that. But real simple, once you're real relaxed and your right hand, you've got your picks on, and your right hand's real comfortable, what I want you to do is to straighten your hand out like this. Okay, basically karate chop the bridge, just like that. Okay, now make a fist. Just let your hands naturally come in like that. So they're like that. You're basically karate chopped right here where the strings go over. That's called the bridge. And you relaxed your hands. Now just let your hand naturally fall just like that. Now what you've got is your thumb should be in front of your index. And it looks like you're kind of maybe holding a golf ball. That's a good kind of analogy. And what palm blocking and pick blocking and all this stuff is it's just different ways of muting. Okay, so when you use pick blocking, you're using your picks to do the muting. See how you just touch the strings like that? I'm on my third, second, and first string. So you use your picks to do the muting. Palm blocking, you're actually using the heel of your hand to touch the strings and mute them out. So nothing crazy, nothing complex. The name sounds a lot more complex than what it is. So when you want to do palm blocking, what I like to do is to pick the note and then just twist my wrist. Notice how just like that, like you're opening a doorknob, twisting a doorknob. Just kind of twist your wrist and you mute out. But the tricky part is to see how you got all this stuff in through here. It's probably going to be hitting your fingers. So I keep my fingers curled in. I don't let my pinky, some people want to do that, anchor their pinky. I let all my fingers curl in to where they're out of the way of all this. And then basically my thumb is in front of my index. And when I pluck those, just that alone is a great little pick blocking exercise, but we'll get into some others here in just a second. But I'm just plucking those and then just either touching them with my palm, twisting my wrist like that, or touching them with my picks. So remember, good right hand placement, karate chop the bridge, make a fist, make sure that thumb is in front of your index, and then just let it naturally come down. And then your hand should be just a little bit in front of the bridge. Okay, just like that. And that's good right hand placement.